Hi everyone! This week, I painted my couch. I am so excited to talk to you guys about this project. And here's why. Because this is just something that is so weird. You know, when you say, I painted my couch, like that's weird. It's weird even for me, and I paint a lot of weird stuff. So I think it's really important that I talk about my experience and what I went through when I painted this couch. When Christian and I moved, we didn't have a couch. And walking around the apartment complex, we found this gigantic brown leather couch. And it was free, so obviously we're gonna take the couch. But we've had it for over a year now, and it's been hard to look at. It's comfortable, you can sit on it and use it as a couch should be, but it was not cute. It was ugly. It's so ugly, and I could never take like cute pictures of it because throw pillows just look like meh on it. So I decided this week to just wing it and freaking paint the couch. This leather couch was free and was already losing its color and was already ugly. So I didn't really have a whole lot to lose here by painting it. So I did. So first things first, I did do a little bit of research prior to embarking on this journey, and here's what I learned from that. Number one, you're gonna wanna clean your couch before you start. That's just common sense. Number two, you're gonna wanna water down your paint. And in this case, it's chalk paint. So there are several paints out there, and I'm sure there's paints specifically for upholstery. In this case, leather. And I don't own that. Do you own that? Do you have that just lying around? Not me. But you know what I did have lying around? Chalk paint. So be sure to water down your chalk paint. I used Behr Paints chalk paint in the color white. And you can see here that I watered it down, and I just added a random amount of water. The research said maybe like 30 to 50% watered down. Honestly, I can't see in percentages, so I just winged it, and I added some water to the mixture, mixed it up in a mason jar in case I wanted to save the mixture for later. And the mixture that I ended up with was mostly paint with some water, which turned out to be pretty ideal for this project. With my watered down chalk paint mixture, I went over to the couch, which I could only paint half at a time because of the size of my drop cloth. So stay tuned to see how that backfires. But I went ahead and I started on the back of the couch because it's flat, it's straight, it seemed like an easy place to start compared to the very wrinkly front of the couch. And I just went for it. So I went one layer, and as I moved around to the front of the couch, things did get a little bit trickier because I don't have a couch that takes apart, okay? My cushions are like in the couch. Everything's together. So you can't like take the couch apart and like paint the cushions separately so that you can get every crevice, nook, and cranny. No, that is not the case with this couch. So I found a slight issue, and that was that the crevices that don't show when nobody's sitting on the couch were the most difficult thing to paint. And I hate to tell y'all this, but the best way that I found to paint these crevices is to sit on the couch so that they would be revealed, per se, Paint it with not our watered down mixture, but just straight chalk paint. Just do it, okay? It's gonna feel fine, I promise. Paint it, sit there with a fan until it dries, okay? Watch some TV, watch The Office, actually, not just any TV. And then move on with your life when it's dry. But take a moment and just, while it dries, okay? And then move on. And you're gonna have to do that a couple times because, you know, maybe your couch has a lot of crevices like mine. And take advantage of that time that you're gonna have to literally sit and watch paint dry. Luckily though, chalk paint dries fairly quickly. And when you add a fan into the mix, it's no big deal. This is the best way that I found to paint those crevices so that when somebody sits on my couch, they don't go, what the hell, this couch is actually brown. You know, I mean, to be honest with y'all, there are still some places that if you sit on my couch, you'll be like, things aren't adding up here. But that's a choice that I made as an artist to be like, I'm calling it a day and we're gonna move on with our next project. But when it's still and nobody's sitting on it, it looks freaking fantastic. And that's what counts, right? You wanna be able to decorate your couch. You wanna be able to do this to your couch. You wanna sit on your couch, I guess, is pretty important, but who cares? It looks great. So, the first half with the watery down mixture took about 4 to 5 layers. And this is like one day of work. And after you're done painting, if you're like me, and this is your only source of exercise, your shoulders are going to hurt. So good luck. Just good luck. Anyone who paints should know that pain, actually, even if you're like totally ripped, you know? Painting is just exhausting to me. And so it took about like one day from like 12 to like 8 or 9 of just painting the couch, you know? And it's cool with chalk paint because chalk paint does dry so fast, especially when you're doing such thin layers. So you can paint the back and then go paint the front and then go paint the back and then go paint the front. It's not like you have to like paint one full layer, wait, paint second layer, wait. It's not like that, okay? Relax. Although painting the crevices. Anyways. Okay, so that was our first half. Here's our progress shot. Okay, so I warned you that painting only half at a time was gonna come back and bite me. And it did. Because I ran out of chalk paint. Yeah. Woo, yeah, great. Fantastic. So I was presented with a choice, okay? A fork in the road. Do I leave my couch half white, half ugly brown until I, you know, make the long, treacherous journey to Home Depot and buy more paint? Or do I paint the other half with the other white regular paint that I had? Now I went down the wrong road, so do not follow me as an example. But I decided to wing it even more, and I decided to try painting it with regular paint. Regular, bare, interior paint. Nevertheless, not chalk paint. And I figured, you know, well, I'm gonna water it down. It's not even gonna be like, you know, a big deal, whatever. Well, it wasn't the hugest deal, but it definitely wasn't the right decision. Because first of all, the paint that I had was like a semi-gloss. And if you know anything about chalk paint, you know it's gonna come out matte after you're done, and then you put the wax over the top to get the shine back. But when I was applying just the regular paint to the second half, it was just dry and glossy because it was a semi-gloss. So that's what I was gonna get. And that semi-gloss, it has kind of a sticky feeling to it when you apply it to leather furniture, apparently. So I don't know. I just went with it though, and I finished the project, but I would definitely not recommend you doing the same thing. So know, with me as a bad example, that regular paint is just not gonna be as good as if you had done it with chalk paint. Okay? And so after everything was painted, the color match is fine. Like, it was no big deal that they were two different kinds of paint. They were both white, so it doesn't really show. In fact, I did go over with a light layer on the chalk paint side with the other paint just to make sure everything was gonna match. Yeah, but there's definitely a feeling difference between the two halves. If you're someone who uses these paints all the time, you're gonna obviously notice that. But if you're not, you can probably just get away with it and it's fine. But I don't recommend it because the chalk paint side just feels so much better than the painted side, which is weird because, you know, leather is smooth, etc. And that's what the regular paint did to my couch. It made it more of like a smooth finish. But I appreciate the leathery feeling that I get when I sit on the chalk paint side. So Christian was like, I actually like the regular side. And I was like, okay. And he was like, so the chalk paint side is your half and I'll sit on the other side. And I was like, yes, that is a great compromise. So if you have someone in your house that's willing to split the couch with you and you only have enough chalk paint for half the couch, by all means, proceed. Anyways, after the whole thing was completely painted, chalk painted or not, I went over everything with the decorative wax and I called it a day. And so let me attest to the feeling of the couch. I already kind of touched on this, but it feels fantastic on the chalk paint side. It feels completely normal. I already don't really like sitting on leather couches, so that was already like an aversion to me, but it feels pretty much the same. I mean, not sticky, not icky. It doesn't rub off on your clothes, none of that, because the decorative wax protects that from happening, basically. But even when it was dry, it wasn't rubbing off on my clothes. And it feels fine. I like it, actually. And I really like what it looks like. So who cares what it feels like? No, I'm just kidding. That's what everybody wants to know. Does it feel the same? And yes, it does feel the same. Well, it doesn't feel the same, though, on the regular paint side. That does feel a little bit sticky to me. It is like a little bit sticky. And maybe that's just me. But it feels just... something's not right there. So have that in mind. So just to break things down of the important takeaways from this project. Number 1, definitely use chalk paint and definitely water down your chalk paint for the majority of the couch. Use a stiff bristle brush. This ensures that you are able to easily get into all the crevices of the leather so that when you're done, you're not like, oh, all the cracks and stuff are brown and all of the other stuff is white. No, if you use a stiff bristle brush, it works the paint into those little creases in the leather. Number 3, for the crevices, if you have this type of couch, for the crevices that don't show when you're not sitting on the couch, you know, the ones you have to apply weight to reveal, go ahead and just use straight chalk paint for those. Hold a fan to it, let it dry, and move on. And it's gonna feel fine. Which makes me wonder, why did we water down the paint in the first place? I think it's just for like the drying aspect maybe, so that, you know, it dries quickly and so you don't end up with a huge buildup of chalk paint on there, because then that would alter the feeling. But for the crevices that don't show, the feeling is not nearly as important because that's not where you're like touching things, you know? Hopefully, you know. What are we on? Step 4? I have no idea. Note 4. Don't use regular paint unless that's all you have and you're willing to sacrifice the feeling aspect of your couch. And step 5, these aren't steps. Note 5. Thing to know number 5. Don't be afraid. Like, just freaking go for it, okay? I did this in 2 days. That's how feasible of a project this is. And if you have just like a leather chair compared to a couch, freaking go for it. Don't be afraid. It's gonna be fine. Before you go, oh, this old couch that we have is so ugly, we're gonna throw it away. Like, consider the fact that it's salvageable, possibly. You know, like, how many times does it cross my mind, we should just go to IKEA and get some cheap little couch, you know, so that we don't have such a big, ugly, bulky couch. Like, that's crossed my mind a million times. But I'm so much happier that I was able to revive this couch with something as simple as chalk paint. Chalk paint, the most easy paint to use. Like, just do it. Just go for it. Here is the finished couch, okay? I got my cute little decorative pillows on there. That the black ones on there I actually sewed myself. So if anyone's interested in some sewing videos, I can actually do that. So just let me know in the comments below if you want to see that. And I put some pretty wall decor that actually matches the couch now. And I am so much happier with how it looks. White leather is apparently like in. I don't know. I thought it was going to be cliche. I was actually worried. I wasn't even worried about like the whole painting thing. I was actually concerned, like, is white leather like, is that a thing? Do we like that? I'm not sure, but I like it. I have it now and I like it and I'm happy with it. And eventually I will have to update you guys on how well the couch, you know, holds up. But I've seen some of those videos and it seems like, you know, it wears and tears like any other leather couch would, painted or not. So don't be afraid to just go for it and do it and be happy afterwards and just love your project. And like, how much more meaningful is this couch now? I'm sorry, the couch is over there. I keep pointing over there. But how much more meaningful is this couch now? I mean, I found it for free, as I told you, and it was just a couch. It was just somebody's couch. They had a couch. Ew, somebody else had a couch. But now I've put love into the couch and it's my couch. Yeah. Other people have that, right? Attachment to stuff. Okay. Anyways, y'all, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you learned something. And if you came here considering whether or not to paint your couch, and then let me know how it turns out. Just do it. Just do it and let me know if you need help. If you have questions, reach out to me in the comments. I only have like 2 viewers, so if you comment, I will see it. Hi to my 2 to 3 viewers that always watch this. Hi, Holly. Hi, Ferdy. Hi, Mom. Dad, maybe? I don't know. Probably not. Not unless I send you the link. But I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Good luck painting your couch. And if you learned anything, be sure to like and subscribe. And I will see y'all next week with another random video. Bye. And number 3, I can't remember. We'll get back to number 3. Wouldn't you rather have something that's old and beautiful than something that's new and expensive? Wait, I said that wrong. Wouldn't you have something that's cute and free versus something that's new? I'm not really sure how to explain that. Just be you. Just be yourself, unless you can be a unicorn, okay? Yeah, yikes. Yikes. But you get it. Tag me on Instagram. Do whatever it is that you would normally do when somebody inspired you to do something. I don't know. That was cheesy. Even I am impressed with myself. And I was trucking along, and everything was going out. This video sucks. I'm gonna start over.